Do you all remember this video that this African woman was advising women to be selfish like men? Because when men want to make some decision, when they want to do some things, they are very selfish. When they want to pick their woman, they are very selfish. When they want to have a job, when they want to, do some things, they are selfish about it. But when it comes to women are not selfish. Women are taught to put their self last. Women are taught to put other people first before them. So women don't do things that helps them or that they really want. They do things that pleases others. So she made the video and trying to say that, if you remember the video, I'm going to link the video down in the description box, but then I can also put the thumbnail of the video right here for you all to see if you've watched the video. But then she made part 2 of the video, so I want us to watch the video again together, then we'll talk about it.
I think by now you're seeing my video going viral, the one I was telling women to not live for men and to not pause their lives because of a man. This is a continuation. I'll give you a short story time. A relative of mine was taken to college, and less than 1 week she dropped out of school because of a man she was dating at that time, because the man had told her, I want to marry you to make you my wife and then I'll take you back to school. To cut the long story short, she never went to school. She was never married to this man. She had 2 kids for this man, and the blow was she ended up being relocated to the village where she was living in the first wife's house, and she was sharing the kitchen and the bathroom and the living room with the first wife, but she had her own bedroom. So there were 2 women in the house, no man to be found, and the man was sending money through his mom for his mom to distribute this money between these 2 wives. And from that experience, I remember my mother told me, do not ever, 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 ever pause your life because of a man. Because the funny thing was, when I was joining uni, I met a guy who told me he wanted to marry me and then he'll take me back to uni. That statement alone sent me packing. Like I ran as if I was being chased by a ghost. Because my mother's words were ringing in my head. Do not ever, 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 ever trust a man's words about your future, about your life, about anything. Look at his actions. And he barely knew me. How will he marry me? Am I stupid? Anyway, that's besides the point. My dear ladies, my dear sisters, do not ever pause your life because of a man. Do not drop out of school because of a man. Do not quit your job because of a man. Do not miss that opportunity in Dubai, in America, in South Africa because of a man. Because trust me, 90% of the time, you will regret it.
Yeah.
You will regret it, I'm telling you. Because you know what? One thing about God, when he brings things for you or brings, opportunities for you, he gives you situations that he knows you can handle. And when you resist his will and go against him, the slap that you normally get is a slap that factory resets your brain. And this is the same thing that goes when you lower your standards for a man. Do you know what happens? You get embarrassed. In most cases, when you lower your standards for a man, they normally embarrass you. It's the same thing. My dear ladies, do not pause your life because of a man. If you want to take a break, if you want to take a couple of years to pause it for your own self. Let it be your own decision. But if you are in a situation where you really have to pause it because of the man you're with and he's telling you to pause it, make sure the benefit you're gaining from the pause that he's telling you to do, the benefit outweigh the opportunity you missed.
Period.
Let me give you an example. If a man is telling you to stay at home and be a stay-at-home wife, make sure this man can give you an allowance that is at least 75% of your salary that you are earning.
Yeah.
If not, all of you go to work, find a nanny, find a house sitter, find a maid to take care of the house. Because trust me, 10, 20 years down the line, this man, for whatever reason, he starts saying you've gained weight, you're looking fat, you're not as beautiful as I thought, and he will divorce you. Imagine being divorced with no money, no career, nothing. Where do you start? So for me, for my girls who choose to stay at home, I'd rather you stay at home where your man is in a position to give you an allowance, where you can do a side business, an online something, than you staying at home for nothing. Like the story I had of a doctor who quit her job to stay at home. First of all, for a doctor to quit a job, let me not go there. Do not pause your life because of a man, because 90% of the times you will regret it. That's the message. How you want to interpret it is up to you, because I know people at the back, they do not listen, and they're the ones who come and say, oh, my husband did this for me. Oh, we are not talking about you. This is my message for my young girls who are finishing high school, who are finishing uni. Stay away from relationships, stay away from marriage, and above all, stay away from motherhood until you're in a position where you know yourself, you know what you want, and you find a man that is able and willing to help you raise a family. I said what I said.
Please tell me where the lie is. Tell me where the lie is. If only people can understand what she's saying. Most people can understand what she's saying. If only. But then, not everybody will understand. Some people still come for her and say, you don't know what you're saying, yada, yada, yada. But if you listen word for word for what she's saying, in case you're one of the persons that did not go well, because some people didn't go well with the first video. Some are like, if everybody is selfish, how would the relationship be? Yada yada yada. Yada, yada, yada. Okay, it's fine. If you listen word for word and try to really understand what she's saying, you will see that it is for your own benefit. Try to think about yourself first. I'm not saying you should hate other people or you shouldn't care about your other person. You should, you will, you have to. But when you have something huge, or when you like something, when this is your life or this is who you are, don't center your life around men. Don't let them stop you from being who you were supposed to be just because they want to marry you, just because they want you to have their child. You can get married, you can have children if you want to, but don't stop your life. Don't be selfish with what you want. Like, oh, I want to be a doctor, I want to do this, I want to have a big store, I want to do this, I want to, you know what you want, you know your kind of dream, or you know what you want in life. You don't have to stop your life because a man tells you to. And as she said, if you decide or if you eventually stop your life, if he tells you to, make sure you're collecting 75% of what you're supposed to have been earning from that thing. Because if you think about it, you're supposed to be successful before you decide. Like, I don't really get why some women that are still in university or college, they decide to get married and get pregnant in college. See, even I went to university. In university, it was very difficult to learn. Where I studied in Nigeria, it's very difficult to learn. So seeing people that are married and with children, is that extremely difficult. Especially people that are pregnant, see them with big tummy and start coming to classes. Then back in the years when I was in school, I'm like, how are you people doing this? Because me, that I'm alone, I don't even have anything to think about. This course is very difficult. So how are you doing it? Like, you will see them, their face, they are stressed, they are tired. Like, you can't. I feel like there's time for everything. If you want to go to school to study, finish your school before you decide. Don't let any man tell you, oh, when I marry you, you will finish your studies. Most of the time is all scam, because when they marry you finish, you won't be able to go back to school, because immediately you get married, most of us get pregnant. So when you get pregnant immediately, you won't be able to go back to what you're supposed to do. So that is the message she's trying to pass. Like, be selfish. Try and be selfish like men, because men will not stop their life just because they're married. A man will continue to pursue his dream even after marriage. But women will stop it just because I want to please my man, just because the way we were brought up, just because the way society has made women to feel like, oh, women, oh, you're not supposed to do you're supposed to do what pleases others. So that's the mentality that people expect from women. So this is just like a message to people, like, try to be selfish sometimes. Do what you want, do what you like, do what pleases you, do what, in a good way. Oh, I'm not saying do the bad things, but in a good way, and don't pause your life. If you have an opportunity outside the country, you have an opportunity outside the states, you have an opportunity to make so much money, but you're like, oh, this man said I shouldn't work. I don't even understand why some women stick around to men that tell them not to work. Hey, I can't fathom that. You're telling me not to work because you want to marry me. The money you're going to be paying me every month, and you have to pay it because it's going to be a legal deal. We're going to go to the court, lawyer will stamp it, so that the next month you won't tell me you don't have money and I won't be able to get my own salary. You understand? So this is just like a message to everyone, to every woman out there. Let me know your thoughts about this video down in the comment section. Thank you all so much for sticking around to this point. I hope you enjoyed this one. Don't forget to like and share and subscribe and all of that good stuff, and I'll see you all in my next video. Bye.